More than 900,000 Arizonans could have benefited from a Biden administration plan to waive student debt loans for some borrowers before the Supreme Court struck down the plan in one of its last rulings of the term last week.
Lillie Boudreaux has more on the story from our Washington bureau.
When the Supreme Court struck down the Biden administration's plan to provide student debt relief, it struck down a deal that could have saved as much as $430 billion for borrowers across the country, one of whom was Satra Taylor.
I have a personal connection with student debt. I currently have $100,000 in student loans, primarily required for my graduate degree.
The Biden plan would have canceled up to $20,000 in student debt for borrowers earning less than $125,000 a year. It would have benefited as many as 40 million Americans. But the court ruled 6-3 that only Congress has the authority to grant that relief, not the administration. Clegg Ivey agreed with the court, even though he says the cost of higher education is an issue.
There's something going on here, but it's not the president's job. It's not the executive branch's job to just step in and take care of things.
Isaac Humrick of Arizona College Republicans said the debt relief program is a purely political move by Biden.
Appeasing part of your base is part of politics. But there are ways in which you can go about it that are acceptable in a democracy, and then there are ways in which you can go about it that are unacceptable.
Shayna Stevens of the Arizona Students Association called the ruling disappointing, but she credited Biden for at least trying to address the issue.
President Biden attempted to provide student debt forgiveness to Americans across the nation, and the Supreme Court struck it down.
And President Biden is trying again. Just hours after the court's ruling Friday, he announced a new effort to provide student debt relief, this time under the Higher Education Act.
This new path is legally sound. It's going to take longer, but in my view, it's the best path that remains to providing for as many borrowers as possible.
While the court's ruling took effect immediately, borrowers still have some time. Student debt repayments are not set to resume until this fall. At the Supreme Court, Lillie Boudreaux, Cronkite News.
With those payments set to resume this fall, President Biden also announced what he called an on-ramp repayment program to protect people's credit ratings. Under it, the Education Department will not report missed student loan payments to credit reporting agencies for a year.